Hey guys, so I have been wanting to do a video showing how I edit my photos, and then I want to do a video on how I edit video as well. So I will just start off. I am going to come into Facetune. That is what I use when I edit. This is my last edit, but I'm going to open a photo that I have not edited yet. So bear with me. Let me just pick one that I like. Let's do this one. Does anybody else's camera roll look like mine and is just nothing but eyelashes? It's ridiculous. Okay, so come in here because I know I'm just going to square out my photo when I post to Instagram. So the majority of my photos are posted to Instagram. So the number one thing that I see when people are editing that is kind of like a rookie mistake is using the smooth tool like right off the bat. So I'm going to kind of show you what I mean. So if I go into smooth and I just kind of smooth everything. Sorry, that's my husband texting me. I'm actually going to just put on airplane mode so we don't get any notifications. So I'm just going to smooth. So this photo is my aunt. This is my aunt, which isn't really a fair photo because she has great skin. But you can kind of see it gets kind of muddled, and you'll see even better in like HD. You get this really weird, almost scarred looking skin. It looks really unnatural. You can definitely tell it's edited. But it's almost like if the skin is not all like a uniform color, like you can tell like in this area, like where she has this kind of pinkness under her eye and a little bit of a dark circle, it gets like super kind of muddled looking, and you can tell that it's like overly smooth. So I don't smooth first. The first thing I do is I go in and I auto correct skin tone. I auto correct under eye tones. So I go down here, try to do this kind of filming and watching what I'm filming. So let me try to make sure that I'm in here. So I go in and I kind of look at the picture overall, and I find a tone that looks like more the tone that I want the under eye to be. And it takes a couple of shots. So I go in and I'm like, I don't really like that color. I'm touching all over, and you'll see this little square changing. I'm kind of touching all over and seeing where I can find a tone that I think is more of like a true under eye skin tone. And then sometimes I'll come kind of down farther and brighten it up. And this just kind of evens everything out. And I do this kind of all over. I kind of tap wherever I need to and kind of edit from there. And then if I feel like I've gone too heavy, I will just kind of tap the erase. I won't drag it. But there, now you can see the difference. So see how the color is much more uniform. And like, mind you, if you guys have watched my Instagram feed or seen anything, usually like this is what you're looking at. So if you're looking at that, you can see kind of that difference. And we haven't smoothed, we haven't done anything. All I've done is auto correct her tone. So it just looks brighter, it looks healthier, it looks great. So I do that first. That's kind of my first step. Then I will go in. I have done on some clients just as like a common courtesy because I'd want it done for me. I'm going to show you guys kind of something that I do for some. I go back into tone. I do this in steps because if you do all of your tone stuff first and then you have to undo something, all of your work's undone. So I start out doing tone correction in the section of the picture that I'm going to use. Now, if their brow is kind of wonky, which my aunt has these beautiful full brows, See right here how the makeup has kind of come off. It's from her washing her face and having nice clean lashes. This is the area you can kind of see. I mean, it's just not filled in. Her makeup has kind of gone away. So I'll come in here, I tap on the brow, and then I just kind of start tapping. This is going to be a little difficult for me because I usually have two hands when I'm doing this. So I'm looking for that brown, that kind of brown tone. Okay. And I just kind of fill in. Now I don't, so like, let me show you up here. So if I were to go into her brow, right, if I were to go like this and just drag my finger, you get this super, like, obvious, noticeable thing. If I go in and I tap, you can get buildable color where you need it without it looking super fake. See the difference here? See if I can get it to focus. See how that's like so stark, so noticeable, so sharp. And this is like really soft. Oh, sorry, I touched it. But it was really soft. Now, if you get into something like this, something you can do is hit your erase and start kind of gently tapping to lighten up the work that you've done. You don't really need to start over from scratch, but you can really lighten up your edges. So I'm just going to erase this because this was just kind of an example of why I tap when I'm using color to add kind of to her brow. So like you'll see, but that's super messy. You don't want it looking crazy. So what I do then, this is going to be a little bit hard. This is the part that I was saying was going to be hard. So I go in with the erase and I kind of line up the brow. And I just kind of clean it up. But do you see how that kind of looks a little weird, kind of buxy? This is where that tap erase can come in. And just kind of lighten up what you've done. And I zoom out, kind of look. I don't want it to look like I overly did her brow. So you can see, just gave it a little bit more of a fill-in, just cleaned it up a little bit. If my client doesn't have great brows and they're really kind of distracting, I will use the shape tool to kind of give them a little more of an arch, maybe clean up. See how it's like super subtle, but that's something you can do if you have a client who just has kind of a really rough brow. My aunt has great brows, so super jealous of that. So the next thing I do is I go in with smooth. I like to zoom in. So the more you zoom in, like on a wrinkle or a line, a fine line, if you just have it zoomed out and you just smooth over, it's going to give you this huge smooth section. It looks very unnatural. But I like to zoom in and kind of go over the line on its own. She has like super, super fine lines. Not even really anything to have to worry about. And I also like to use, so like when I'm zoomed in, I'll use a heavy hand, like I will actually press and smooth. If I am doing like a zoomed out thing and I just kind of want to smooth a little bit, again, I'll tap. Tapping is going to give you that smooth effect, but it won't give you that sharp, harsh, crazy, weird, smooth kind of section. So again, I'm zoomed in on her smile lines, and I'm pressing to smooth. I'm doing like a full smooth, but I'm zoomed in, almost like you can't even tell what I'm zooming in on. But now you'll see. So see her smile lines there, how they're pronounced and then smooth, pronounced and then smooth. They're not all blended together. They're still there because that gives her eye character. That kind of gives texture to her picture. And you can smooth a little bit more, and I usually smooth the upper brow. But it doesn't take them away, but it lessens them. It doesn't take away, it doesn't become a focus on the photo, which it can be. Same with like your brow wrinkles. Because everyone has texture to their face and to their skin. So when you take it away, even in a lash photo, it becomes this really obvious, it can almost distract from your picture. It becomes like this, like, wow, that's a heavily edited photo. You can really tell. You don't really want that. So, see her brow, check it out. Unedited, smooth. Unedited, smooth. Did we take the wrinkle away completely? No, because that is a part of life. And like I said, it gives kind of lends itself to the overall image. The last thing that I like to do, or one of the things I also like to do, if you have a client who has like really veiny eyes, so you guys saw this is an unedited photo. So I didn't whiten her eyes. I didn't do anything to the whites of her eyes. She does have contacts in. That is her preference. She doesn't like to remove them, but that's an option. But what I have seen is people go in with the whitening tool and just kind of go in and whiten the whole eye. And I wish you guys could see how, I mean, it looks fine in this photo. I'm filming from a tablet that's not like an HD capable, but it's so unnatural in real life, like the way that it looks. You can always tell when someone whitens the whites of their client's eyes, the eyes. So I'm going to get out of whiten. One thing that I will do though is you can smooth. So if you smooth the whites of their eye, it will kind of lessen. Sorry, I went down on the waterline. It will lessen the intensity of those little veins. And kind of, I hope if I actually have this move on, and kind of just give you a little bit of a smoother surface. So just not so much kind of texture to the eye. What I like to do to the whites of the eye, if you have a client who had a reaction to the gel pad, or maybe just have really sensitive eyes and their eyes are red, what I do is I go back, and tone is like my favorite. I use tone for everything. So if it was red, I actually come into what the camera captured and I will snag kind of a white tone. Now you can see it's not white, it's blue. That's just the way the eye looks when it captures in photos. So if you make that white, it's unnatural and you can tell it's edited. If you grab a color from the photo the way it was shot, and then you just kind of drag through with that color, it can brighten up the eye. See how it's like super subtle? If you look right over here, dark, light, dark, light. So it's like subtle, but more natural looking. So again, this is a little bit more of like a peachy color. So if I come in with some more, and then I'm going to show you kind of a mistake. So if I come in like really heavy and I'm like, scribble, 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 I'm going to color her whole eye. Look how you get that sharp, sharp line. Looks so weird, right? So again, go into erase and just start, right? So you could go in and just erase it all, erase all the editing of the color that you did, or you can tap and lighten up. So I like to come in, I find my color that I like, and you can also kind of tap the color in if you're worried that you're like going to be too heavy-handed, which sometimes I am. So see how we lighten that up? And then if you want to kind of blend it again, if you get a little bit of like a noticeable thing, you can go back in with smooth. Smooth will kind of blend that change in color if you have kind of a noticeable edge to it. I'll show you. So see how her eye, we've taken kind of the veining out a little bit because we smoothed it. It is still there. See how it's still there. We didn't remove it, but it just doesn't distract from the photo. So the last thing that I like to do is detail, my absolute favorite. Her eyes are absolutely gorgeous. I love just kind of running over the eye with detail. And then sometimes I'll hit the lashes just a tad, just to kind of help them pop. I'll run it through the brow to help the brow pop. But you will see how it just lights up the lights in the green? No edit, edit, no edit, edit, no edit, edit. So it really can lend itself to a very beautiful photo. So that's an edited photo, and it's not an obvious edit. Sorry, my hand is shaking from me holding the camera with one hand. It's a subtle edit. So that is what I do. I just wanted to show you guys kind of some of the little key things that I do and that I use. So I'm going to save this to my camera roll. And then the next thing I do, people ask about watermarks and how you do that, and kind of, how to get them into your photos. So I come in, I am a huge fan. I love the app Over. I would pay, this is like $10 a month if you want to pay for it. It is an incredible app. I don't pay for it now, but I would. It's totally worth it. So, sorry, you see a picture of my son nursing. I have a baby. So I'll come in here and select the edited photo. Now I can edit this. I can make it kind of more of what I'm going to actually use, like when I post it. And then I can come in here. So there's two ways you can do this. You can come in here and text whatever you want to watermark. So my business name is Lashed by Moi. Moi is the acronym for Makeup Artist Heather. That is what I started as. That's what I did first. So I don't know why my thing is making crazy color, but there. It's probably because it was on an all black screen. So you can edit if your business name is all you want and it's not an actual logo. I am a fan of Nexa. I like a very kind of subtle. This is just to kind of show you what I do when I am watermarking my photos. And then I usually do white if I'm watermarking the eye. So I come into Style, to Curve. And then I will make it match kind of the curve of the eye. So you can do that. I also watermark the lash line. That's kind of been my new thing that I've been doing. Make it a little bit bigger when I do that. And again, I just kind of try to curve it to their eye. So like that. I kind of want it to blend in. So this is what I am going to use. But another option that you can do is you can upload your graphic with them. And mine is in logo. So that is my logo. Sorry, it's so hard to hold this tablet. I'm so sorry, guys. So if I wanted this instead, so let me move this. Come up here. I'll lock the photo so it doesn't move. And I am going to delete the other logo that I did. So now you have this logo. And you could, put it in if you wanted your logo like in the eye like that, or if you wanted your actual logo, not just text, you could put it in. Okay, so that is how I edit my photos, how I water my photos. I will post this to my page, and I will link it to Lash Tribe if you guys are interested in seeing it. I have posted several times that I was going to do this video, and I keep getting distracted. I have 3 kids under 4, so this is, I love this app. It's called Over. Let me click out of here. It looks like this, like a little kind of target. And they have absolutely amazing kind of options when it comes to, if you pay for the app, you can do, they have templates, and they have free templates as well. I'm going to have to take it off of airplane mode. Their templates can be really great. It's not loading. There we go. They have kind of photos that you can use. They have all kinds of stuff that you can use for marketing and graphics and all kinds of amazing things. I love that app. It's totally worth it if you wanted to pay for it. I think they give you a trial period as well. If you wanted to try it out and see if you liked it, you totally can. It's amazing. I'm not affiliated with it. I just truly do love it. So that is how I edit my photos. And then I would just go into my Instagram and gladly post my beautiful edited photo. I love the Clarendon, or I think Lark is the other one that I like. This one has kind of been my go-to lately, but I kind of take it down a notch and only do about half. See how it just like really makes those lashes pop, makes that eye color pop. Just been my favorite. And then I like a little bit of a vignette to it as well. And I usually do about half. And kind of look and see like, okay, do I like that? Yeah, I like that. And then I post. So that is that, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will try to do a post on how I edit my actual videos, like my lash boomerangs that I do and stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully this helps. Love you guys. Until next time.